like, why do they call it a drive-through if you have to stop? Hello everybody, Kayla with some art here, and today we're going to be making pretzels. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is get you a cup of warm water, 1 1/2 cup. Just going to put it in a small bowl. And then you're going to need your yeast. Now you can probably use a yeast packet, but we have this fast rice yeast powder, yeast in the jar, not powder. And you are going to need, oh that smells. And you are going to need 2 1/2 teaspoons. Yes, teaspoons. Make sure you don't get like too much. And about half. There we go. That yeast really smells. That's worse than the yeast packets. It's very strong. And so now you're gonna want to stir it until it's fully dissolved. So now we have this. We are gonna add salt and sugar. We are going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the sugar, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar. So now that it has sit for a minute, let's stir it again. Let's stir until it's combined. Now, we are slowly going to add 3 cups of flour. Now when you have the flour, to make sure you don't put in too much, you're going to want to level it with a knife. Slowly add it in, 1 cup at a time. Now that we have added all the flour to the dough is going to be sticky. And so we're going to add a little more flour until it is not sticky. It feels good. And so now we're going to need a flour surface. I just have my cutting board. Put some flour on it. Put the dough onto the surface. A nice floured surface. You're going to want to knead it for about 3 minutes and work it through. You might need to add some flour as you work through it because the dough, it's going to be very sticky. I suggest you have some warm water, some dishwater ready. Just mix some just mix some soap, bleach into your sink. So when you're finishing the dough, you can just put your bowl of yeast in it, and you can like kind of dissolve when you're ready to clean it. And so that was about 3 minutes. And now you're gonna want to roll your dough into a ball, or as much as a ball as you can. You're gonna wanna take your knife and kind of cut the dough into 1/3 cup sections, or this one here doesn't have to be exact at all. It can be like, it's dough, so it can extend and whatnot. It's gonna be dough. The dough is gonna still be very sticky on the inside. So what you want to do is you're going to take it, make it into a rope. I suggest it's going to be a long rope. Then you're going to take it, pull it towards you as you're doing it, twist it, and then use a twist, put it down, and you're going to get a pretzel shape. Put it on your tray. Make sure there's some parchment paper on that tray. And that's our first pretzel. And we're going to do this for all the pretzels. If you're going to be making cinnamon pretzels and normal pretzels, I suggest your first pan be for your normal pretzels and the second one be for your cinnamon pretzels.
What are normal pretzels?
The normal pretzels, when I say normal pretzels, I mean the pretzels with just the butter and the salt, and the cinnamon pretzels be the sugar cinnamon. Also, if you don't have cinnamon cinnamon, you can just make your own by putting a little bit of sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. And I think when I cut these, I made them a bit thick. Just a bit thick, it's fine. The thicker, the bigger the pretzels. So this will be our first pretzel tray. It's gonna have the normal pretzel, the nice original pretzel. We're gonna move that to the side. And these will be the cinnamon pretzels. So why do they call it a drive-through if you have to stop? Just something to think about. I'm pretty sure this recipe applies to pretzel bites too. If you want your own pretzel bites, you can make a lot of these with the recipe. Since they're small, you can make a lot. Watch a movie with your friends. Pretzels are pretty delicious. I like getting them in the mall and stuff. Read any good books lately? I have. The My Miss Malone. It's a book made by Christopher Paul Curtis. He made other books too, but not Buddy. And what was it called? The Watsons Go to Birmingham. the Watsons Go to Birmingham actually has a movie adaptation. It's really interesting. It talks about Birmingham in the 1960s. It talks about Birmingham in the 1960s. It's about this family goes to Birmingham with their grandparents for some time, and they have fun, and then I don't want to spoil it. You just read it yourself. It's a great book. It's a Christopher Paul Curtis. He's a great author. And that is Pretzels. What you're going to want to do now is you're going to take one egg, only one, crack it. You probably want to crack it with something else so you don't get any eggshells. Because, oh man, you don't want eggshells in your pretzels. This applies to everything. And you're going to want to whisk it. Beat the eggs. That's the word. You're going to want to beat the eggs. Beat them up. Okay, so now that you have your egg wash, the egg wash is going to be only for the normal pretzels, not for the cinnamon pretzels. And so in this case, this is going to be the normal pretzels. We're going to only put the egg wash on these pretzels, not the cinnamon ones. So I have this brush. You can brush on the egg wash. I promise you the pretzels will not taste like egg. So do you like eggs? Because I don't really like eggs. In the world of many ways to cook an egg, I don't like eggs over easy, omelets, and the taste, I don't like the taste. Alright, and so now that we have our pretzels ready, we can put these in the oven. We're going to be baking them for about 10 minutes, and the recipe says to put them in the oven 425 degrees, but it really depends on what oven you have. Some ovens cook faster than others, so we changed it out just a bit. Put these in the oven. So now that our pretzels are out of the oven, we can put our butter and cinnamon onto our pretzels. First, we're going to start with the normal pretzels. We're going to take our, I melted some butter, because melted butter is good for pretzels. Of course, you can just dip the pretzels into the butter, but I didn't give the pretzels a chance to cool down. And I suggest you melt like about a half stick of butter, maybe less. Depending on how much butter you want in your pretzels. I like my pretzels buttery. So. Now that you put your butter on, you can put salt. You can use like all kinds of salt, sea salt, normal salt, but we happen to have some pretzel salt from leftover, the microwavable pretzels. And you just want to sprinkle those on your buttered pretzels. So now that we have our normal pretzels, we can move these aside. And now we'll do cinnamon pretzels. The cinnamon pretzels, they are a bit different. You're gonna want to take your butter them up. And after you put on the butter, we have some cinnamon sugar in this white bowl. We'll put those on. Okay, so now that I butter them up, the cinnamon will stick to the pretzels. And you just sprinkle the cinnamon on. And there we have it. Our cinnamon and original, normal, whatever you want to call them, pretzels. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have the recipe I used in the link below. I hope you have a great day. This is Kaylin with some art signing out.